Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play of Final Fantasy 1 for the Nintendo Entertainment System played on the Wii Virtual Console. Last episode we got a canoe from the Circle of Sages, and we used that canoe to travel to the Gurgu Volcano where Kary, the Fiend of Fire, resides. We cleared out the first and the second level of the Gurgu Volcano, mainly the second because the first had nothing on it, but the second had a whole bunch of treasures. So we looted those treasures, went back and sold them at Crescent Lake to get some money. But rather than head back to Gurgu Volcano to finish that dungeon, we're instead going to go to a different optional dungeon. Normally we wouldn't go to this dungeon until after you get the airship, because the rewards that you get for completing this dungeon aren't available until after you get the airship. But you can go to it earlier as soon as you get the canoe. So we're going to head south there to that port up there, that's to Elfland, and then from there we're going to head south until we run into this little peninsula. We're going to travel around the peninsula, and when we go around it, we're going to see a river. We're going to dock at the mouth of the river and canoe over to the forest and head down to the Castle of Ordeals. This castle is where the dragons of the Cardia Islands go to perform a test of courage. So the Cardia Islands are to the west of this castle, and we can't go to them until we have the airship. So when we get the airship, we'll go there and we'll learn about more about this Castle of Ordeals. But we're going to go here first because there's a few good items that we can get here, and the dungeon is very small, even though it's going to be full of tough enemies, because it's, you know, where dragons go to show their courage. So you can expect things to be pretty tough there. It's a very short dungeon. There's basically just one big puzzle in it, and if you know the solution of the puzzle, it basically makes the dungeon a pretty straight shot. So it's a very tiny, like I said, very tiny dungeon, but we can get some good rewards out of it. Good experience for our characters, and more importantly, 2 items. So they being the Zeus's Gauntlet and the Heal Staff. They actually will allow us to cast spells in battle for free. The Zeus's Gauntlet allows you to cast Lit2 for free, and the healing spell Heal1. Possession of the crown is required to test your courage. Take it to the royal throne and bring back proof of your courage. Good luck. That guy disappears. The first floor has no enemies on it, so hey, that's easy right there. We just step on this throne, and we're taken to the main floor, the puzzle floor. There's all these pillars, and we have to step on a pillar, and it warps us around the castle. These first few rooms, pretty easy, but then we're going to get to rooms where there's multiple pillars. Well, when there's a room with multiple pillars, the solution is always take the pillar the lowest on the screen. So if you do that, you're always going to end up going to the right place. So just take this one. It's the lowest one on the screen. And here to the right is where we can get the Zeus's Gauntlet. This treasure chest is actually linked to another treasure chest on the 3rd floor. So you can skip this chest here and get the Zeus's Gauntlet on the 3rd floor. I'll point out that chest later. Either one will have the Zeus's Gauntlet, but you can only get one of them, so it's either one. I'm getting it here because I want to fight these new monsters, the mud golems, I guess. And also get the Zeus's Gauntlet a little bit early, so these guys can hit pretty hard, 64 attack, so I'm going to use that Invis 2 spell to, increase my evasion. Made a tent save outside, or a cabin save outside before I started here, because there's a lot of tough enemies in here. You can run into those red gargoyles that we saw in the Gurgu Volcano. There's sorcerers, which are like the wizard enemies, but they have death touch. If they hit you, they can instantly KO one of your characters. There are Medusas, which can turn your characters into stone. There are man cats as well, which also cast fire too. If you run into them, you want to make sure that you cast a fire ASAP. So there's the Zeus's Gauntlet. None of our characters can equip it. However, that's just because you can't equip a weapon doesn't mean that you can't use that weapon or that item or piece of armor in battle. So we're going to give it there to Milo. because Fibbs is going to get the heal staff. So when we get into a battle, we'll show things off here. But basically, that's going to let us. We just select that item and use it, and it will cast Lit2 for free. So that's why I rearranged Milo's equipment there, so that when I enter the item screen there, the Zeus's Gauntlet was right there near the top, so I didn't have to press down a whole bunch of times to access it. So when Milo's turn comes up, you'll see it'll say like Zeus's Gauntlet, and it'll cast the Lit2 spell. So it'll make basically all these the river fights and sea fights pretty easy. See, we're getting free Lit2 casts. Yep, so that's really, really nice. So I got Fibbs. Fibbs will end up getting a heal staff in that box up there, and that casts the heal 1 spell. Here we got another new enemy, Nightmare. It looks like the rarity from My Little Pony, the recent series. It's the white unicorn with the purple hair and tail. So, but these ones are not nice like a rarity. So they will whatchamacallit, these ones try to hurt you. So luckily, if they use their snorting skill, that's kind of a joke, because snorting just inflicts the dark status on your characters, and we already know the dark is bugged in this game, so you're actually hoping that they use snorting more often than not. So now this was a trap tile with these nightmares as soon as you step into the door. So you can avoid this trap tile when we're going to the left by just not stepping. We can step around that tile, which I will be doing here. So heal ourselves up, because if we, like I said, get into one of those battles with, you know, man cats or the red gargoyles, they can hurt pretty bad with their Fire 2 spells. So there we go, the healing staff. Actually, Fibbs can actually equip that as a weapon, so that'll be his weapon. He ain't gonna be really attacking much. He'll be mainly heal spamming now. So yes, you walk around that little thing. And there we go, we got 2 really good items, and we're also gonna get 2 more good items from these treasure chests. Not the Iron Gauntlet, but the Ice Sword. So, and the Gold Bracelet. Both of them are going to do a massive increase on Marty's defense, evasion, and his attack. So, but I'll show off those little stat gains in a little bit then. So I'm gonna keep heading down here. We got a few more treasure chests down there. The one treasure chest is gonna be empty. That's the one that's linked with the Zeus's Gauntlet. So yeah, if we didn't pick up the Zeus's Gauntlet on the 2nd floor, we could have picked it up right there. So, but we get a bunch of other things, and now there's only one more chest to get. I'm not gonna get this chest. That chest is the chest that has the rat tail in it. And that is the proof of courage that you need to get your class change. I didn't want to get it because I want to show off what Bahamut says before you have the tail, so we can see all his dialogue. I'll make a second run through here because there's a few enemies I didn't encounter to show them off later on. So, and I'll pick up the tail. But for now, I just wanted to get those items. So in terms of attack, that Ice Sword gave Marty 8 more attack power and 5 more hit, and the gold bracelet over the silver armor gave 6 more absorb and 7 more evade. So that'll help Marty survive better when we do go to the Gurgu Volcano. So all we do is step on the throne, and we'll warp back to the 1st floor where there was no encounter. So hey, we've done this this little dungeon until we head back to it later. So I want to get into another fight with those man cats, saber-tooth tigers, just so I can show off their stats. So there's also we're up north here, so there's actually new river monsters too. I'll end up showing them off in a future episode, but got quite a few tough monsters around this area. But there's the Catman, so not to be confused with the Man-Cats, which are available inside the Castle of Ordeals. And we'll get to see Fibbs' use of the heal staff here. So while the Zeus's Gauntlet is offensive in nature, the heal staff is defensive. So it's going to heal our characters up there. So didn't really do too much healing there because our characters are pretty much at full hit points or near full. So it doesn't heal much, but hey, free healing is free healing, and it definitely helps out in the long run. Especially in the Gurgu Volcano, we're going to be mainly sticking to walking on the lava tiles so that we don't get random encounters. But when we do get a random encounter, for the few times we do have to step onto, you know, a regular tile, that heal staff will help, you know, mitigate some of those steps on the lava. So I'll just show off the changes here in Marty's stats. That level that we just got to also is going to give Marty enough hit percentage to get 3 hits now. He'll be at 64 hit percentage. So that means that he has +2 hits. So there we go. So yep. So now he can get up to 3 hits per attack. So unfortunately, Milo still has a few more levels to gain before he gets his next hit. But he'll go from 4 to 6 because he has his 2 fists. So let's head on back up this way. And there's a little dock there to Elfland. So yep, I'm gonna stop off at Elfland. We're going to buy a few soft potions. We won't necessarily need the soft potions for the Gurgu Volcano, but the dungeon afterwards, the ice cave, it has a lot more enemies that can petrify you. So we want to get some soft potions so we can turn our characters who are turned to stone back into, you know, their normal form. So Elfland are where the potions are available. They're kind of expensive at 800. But the only other option we have is Fibbs has it, the soft spell, but he doesn't have many castings of it, so. I also just off-screen there, that's why the transition was there, filling up my heal potions. So, now we have our full stock of 99 heal potions. They'll come in handy, of course, in the Gurgu Volcano. Like I said, from now on, we always want to make sure that we have 99 heal potions before heading into any kind of new dungeon, so. So after we do the Gurgu Volcano and before we head to the ice cave, we'll of course head back to Crescent Lake and restock there. Lucky it ain't like Melmond, and it does have an item shop. So now we just make our way back to Crescent Lake. Look. And stock up on anything we need. Not that we need much, but make a save here at the inn, and then we'll make another save back over at the Gurgu Volcano. So, just, you know, you never know, just for safety. You never know, you know, something might happen. So, save often, you know, and you won't regret things. So, yeah, with only, even at 200 gold, you know, it's not very expensive, so. Compared to the amount of gold that we're getting from, you know, random encounters, so. We still have yet to encounter the gator. I want to get the gator. That would be the last southern lake river monster. So, but we still have a lot of canoeing to do, so we'll eventually get that gator. Hopefully I don't have to farm for it, though. But there's the Gurgu Volcano, home of the fire fiend, and she is who we'll be going after in our next episode. So take care, have a good one, and see you then. Bye.